well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
I'm gonna say this for anybody who's dealing with any sort of relationship.
Get out. Peace, namaste, what up though, Wagwan was cracking. Today on the internet, Mizkif's response to Emiru's abuse allegations make it even worse. So apparently Emiru's still trending right now from after what happened back in TwitchCon. I saw some other video popped up and now this, so let's see what's going on. Also a video by all means, follow of course, go subscribe. But
Today, I'm finally going to be opening up about the psychological and domestic abuse, stalking and harassment, sexual assault, and threats of blackmail that Mizkif has done towards me, and some of these issues which are still ongoing.
I am totally okay with exposing a lot of things and saying things. At this point, I think it's pretty obvious I will not be.
so I think it's the creep dude with the nin, this is the nin dude, and they put the booger on her. I think this is the guy who was assaulting her on stage at TwitchCon. Must have found out. Oh wow, so he's a streamer.
Be friends with any of these people after this. Ludwig was right. I am going to completely separate myself from these people in this community, which is fine, and I've already been doing it. But I have hundreds of messages and DMs from people, things that people probably would never want to get released that are very interesting for everyone, and I will be releasing it as time goes on, because why not? Go crazy. Who cares?
Boy, this is actually...
Man, so I'm about to blackmail everybody. Everybody going down with me. If I'm a creep and I'm being caught off my creep ways, everybody going with me. What you talking about? Wow.
Thick and disgusting. Remember that young streamer Emiru who we covered 7 days ago on this channel that got assaulted at TwitchCon? The young streamer who had her assailant come around the barricade and come up, hug her, kiss her on the neck, potentially have something in his hand to, I don't know, do something with it. I can't even honestly think of what he was gonna do with the device that he had in his hand. Yeah, that same streamer. Well, in her address to Dan Clancy and the Twitch community about what happened, she said something very, very interesting. Something that had my ears kind of perk up.
But honestly, this has been a really hard year for me. Honestly, it's been really hard, like 2 years. I've been carrying a lot of really heavy burdens. There's a lot of things that I haven't wanted to talk about that I think I will probably be talking about when I get home from TwitchCon.
And lo and behold, the thing that she was talking about was levying allegations of SA, domestic abuse, verbal abuse, and a bunch of other things on streamer Mizkif, her ex-boyfriend. Now, I'm gonna give a trigger warning. Some of the stuff that's about to be discussed in this video is actually kind of disgusting, and not even kind of disgusting, it's quite disgusting. But you get to hear both her telling of the events, and because we waited long enough, we also get his telling and admittance to a lot of the things that she claims that he did in his own words. Emiru starts off this conversation by talking about how controlling and emotionally abusive Mizkif is. She talks about 2 different instances. One instance in which she was made to cry for hours on end based off of Mizkif's drunken rage about him being, you know, so insecure about his viewership. Emiru had more viewers than he did, and he didn't like the way that she was streaming on one of her Q&A drunken streams. So he called / texted her and started berating her about how she was conducting herself on stream, causing her to take a brief 45-minute intermission to go off and handle this situation, only to come back and cry on camera.
Okay, wait, I need to walk around for a second. I'm a little bit, I think I took too many shots too quickly. I'm doing great.
The stress eating. Big ups to stress eating. Get them books up, them games. It's like the allegedly, this is like cooking with Kaya Shorty. How that situation was. It's not what I would say. Because allegedly the dude had less viewers, less viewership, less monetization than she did. She was up. She's like, oh, just do better. This one's different. At least this one right here, he's calling Shorty talking about how he's upset and insecure about everything and making Shorty cry. So unfortunate. The viewers up, man. I feel the same.
Okay, I'm feeling great right now. So why don't we continue the Q&A for a little bit?
Now, Mizkif would claim that she was going to farm parasocial viewerships. He was claiming that she was doing sexual things to, garner a certain type of audience. He was saying that she was lifting her legs and doing something sexual with a bottle. But let me show you the clips. These are the clips that Mizkif is talking about that is garnering this audience. He's saying that this is a way for her to sexualize herself in order to... It's some weird and controlling ass shit. I'm turned on. I don't know. In this one, you got to be a super gooner to get turned on by this. Like, I don't... Now, Mizkif goes on to address these...
Ooh, hold that bottle, baby. I'm not gonna lie, there's some creeps online. Go back. I was gonna say.
Doing something sexual with a bottle. But let me show you the clips. These are the clips that Mizkif is talking about that is garnering this audience. He's saying that this is a way for her to sexualize herself in order to... It's some weird and controlling ass shit.
I was gonna say, if she showed feet, then boom, she's doing it for the internet. It's a lot of creep dudes who out here trying to get off on that. And the bottle drink too. That's mad. What do you say she did? You literally lift. Boom. You literally lift your legs like a cheerleader multiple times, stick a bottle between your legs and play with it. Wow. Farm those parasocial people by doing this content in the first place after claiming to me that you don't want these weirdos who hate in this community and hate this chatting community. You get money. I don't get... Actually, I genuinely don't think of things like that as sexual when I'm doing it, especially since I'm wearing pajama pants, but I will stop. Okay, LOL. And when you get an okay and LOL, the person be hurt, or they just on some, they're off. I don't know, so I know that people are wild. I do dislike having to always make content for those type of viewers, but I thought this was something that would be easy and low effort. Go stick on stream. Clearly that's not one we talked about. You know it's bad, you know? That's wild.
It was saying that she was
I haven't seen the whole stream. I don't know if a specific clip was just taken out there and added, and she was doing worse things, but that's AOD.
lifting her legs.
There are a lot of insecure people. If you are in an insecure situation or relationship and somebody's doing that, like, oh, you're on social media talking people doing this, doing that, you get out. You should probably get out the relationship. It's not healthy for y'all. That person going through whatever they went through before in their last relationship or what they went through in life, it's going to bring you down. It's going to drain you. You should probably dip out. Say at least talk to them for a minute and see if they can chill. I don't even know. There might be no chance. Ideally, people can't change. People have the ability to change. That don't mean they will. So once you see this a pattern, shit continues, just dip out. It's best for yourself.
And doing something sexual with a bottle. But let me show you the clips. These are the clips that Mizkif is talking about that is garnering this audience. He's saying that this is a way for her to sexualize herself in order to... It's some weird and controlling ass shit. I'm turned on. I don't know. In this one, you got to be a super gooner to get turned on by this. Like, I don't... Now, Mizkif goes on to address these allegations that he is some sort of controlling freak. He acknowledges that he is this type of person, but I'm going to play it and let you hear how he describes it. That way you can make your own judgments.
I know I wasn't perfect with my language or tone throughout this entire relationship. I know I wasn't. And I was aggressive at times. In regards to being controlling, I told her many things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole. Stop talking about past relationships. And yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep...
So he just said he didn't want her to get assaulted or get hurt. But prior to this, he just said, I don't want you talking about schizos or stalkers. I don't know if that checks out, man. How you don't want her talking about things that have happened or crazy people that can hurt you. Well, then she don't want you to get hurt. Devil's advocate. Unless you every day it's stalk around me. If you keep bringing it up every single day and it's in your mind, okay, I give you that. You don't want you bringing up negativity on a regular basis because it can pollute your mind. However, you just talking about a situation, I don't know, man. Back real quick.
Things. I told her to dress older, to stop wearing pajamas, to stop talking about stalkers and schizos as a whole, stop talking about past relationships, and yes, I didn't want her to travel without me. I also said that I didn't want her to hang out with specific people. This is because I didn't want her to get hurt. I didn't want Emmy to get assaulted. I didn't want some man to do something to her when I'm not there, and I wanted to keep her safe.
Interesting.
And I know with how my mental was and who I was back then that I didn't do everything right. I know I could have done better, and I'm sorry. I know I was controlling, and I should have just ended the fucking relationship, but I was so confused as a person. And I'm sorry I didn't. I'm sorry things got to this fucking point, man.
Big tears.
A way to sell it. I ain't gonna lie, Mizkif, way to sell it. He didn't want anybody else to end up harming her because he wanted to be the only one to do it. This isn't the only situation of him being emotionally abusive to her.
Again, you can go see this in some of his VODs in his bedroom, the holes in the wall. There would be times where he was upset at me, and I would go to my stream room and literally lock myself in to get away from him, and he would be banging on the door and screaming at me. And at the time, he also would more often do things like going, like if we were driving in the car together, he would be going like 150 miles an hour. And like one time he even...
I'm not laughing at the situation, but that's the wild. Sheesh. No bueno.
Said like, well, now we're both gonna die, like threatening to kill both of us.
I'm gonna say this for anybody who's dealing with any sort of relationships.
Get out.
Or situationships that they feel potentially have the signs of being toxic. Anybody that's actively punching a hole in a wall, something that doesn't damage the wall greater than the hole that you put in it, but damages you, like they're physically willing to sacrifice themselves, that person is abusive and they are willing to punch you even. The same thing with threats of violence or harming yourself. It's all kikis and ha-has until it's not. That whole conversation about, oh, I'm gonna drive 150 miles per hour and we'll both end up dead in this car. That is not something to play with. That's not something to take lightly. If you're hearing those types of talking points in your relationship, that's a clear indicator and sign that somebody is abusive and that you should get out. This is a bit of violence that Mizkif himself even owns up to in his response to this Emiru blasting of him.
I was not perfect, and I reflect on those situations with poor taste to myself. I'm ashamed that the situations got so bad, but Emmy was also violent. She would throw clothes or plushies at me, and I punched holes in the walls or slammed doors in aggression. I one time did say I was going to kill myself during an argument, but Emmy did this as well numerous times. She would constantly say she's going to kill herself in arguments, and I have a picture where while I had a gun pointed at one of her stalkers who came to my house while she was in Kansas, she told me she was going to kill herself out of aggression of the situation while it was happening.
Based off of everything that I watched throughout these videos, Mizkif has a common theme of being insecure about his status and his stature in the content creator sphere. You would think somebody...
I don't know either of these people. I don't know how they are in person, da-da-da-da-da. I would say, I don't doubt that he may be true about that. That probably did happen. I'm not sure he's feeling that I'm about to kill myself, this and that, or the over emotionalness, throwing stuff, pushing you out. Any of these things could most definitely happen. And if they do, you should probably leave. Danger to themselves, they could be a danger to you too. And from what we see right now, it definitely did become a danger because you made it worse by what you said, going 100-some miles an hour, trying to see both of us about to die. If both y'all on some, if both y'all on some, I'm gonna kill myself type stuff, maybe y'all just should be together. I should just make a death pact, drink the Kool-Aid, just end it all. This is not life advice. Don't take that right there. I'll do that for you. Yeah.
Who is as big as him would feel like he is more of a success. But listening to Emiru talk about a time where Mizkif decided to drive 150 miles per hour again on the road, it seems as though he is always constantly questioning who he is and his place in the hierarchy of creators.
This wasn't like even necessarily because of me or like because of something I did a lot of the time. Like one of the times...
At the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day, all jokes aside, this is a female. You are a male. You can't go to that emotional state that she's gonna go to because she is a female. She's gonna be more emotional off the bat. You have to be that less emotional. You have to think logically. If you unstable, you're trying to be there with shorty. You have to try to pick her up, help her through her emotional stages. And if you can't, if you see it's getting worse, then again, I think it's best you should probably go. Because it's not safe you there. It ain't safe for shorty either. Just separate.
That it happened, it was because we were just getting food, and he was on his phone, and he saw that Mr. Beast had put out a video, and Mr. Beast had invited another streamer, and he was like, oh, Mr. Beast invited this guy to his video, not me. And I was like, oh, well, you know, like, huh, yeah, I guess so. Which led to him going 150 miles per hour in the car and talking about killing himself while doing it.
And I'm always a guy of pattern recognition. So when I went to do my digging for this video, it seems as though this is something that he struggled with before. Who he is and people around him surpassing him. Hell, even his ex, Maya, who the internet through this research is claiming that he also did abuse her, he showed some signs of insecurity towards her and her growing viewership when they were together.
I was terrified. I couldn't understand what was happening. My viewers were dropping, Maya's were only going up. And there was a part of me that thought that I was going to be smaller than her, and I don't know if it was my ego or what, but I couldn't take it. I felt like shit. And I was on the phone with Austin, and then XQC, I somehow got on a call with him, and he talked to me for hours, making me feel better about it. And he did.
There should not be jealousy in a relationship. There should not be jealousy in a relationship. If your fear is that you'll be less than your shorty, or both sides, either way, if you fear that you'll be less than your significant other, that's not good. You should either try to boost each other up, or be like, oh, I see you made it there. Congratulations. Let me get there as well. Let's be on par, and let's see we both can grow. It shouldn't be you gotta stay down, you have to be under me. That's wild. That is insecurity to the max and very dangerous again. This is not healthy behavior. Seek therapy. Drink some water. Get sunlight. Touch grass. Man.
And I genuinely, after talking to him, felt a lot better. And I don't think he even realizes what he did for me in that call, but he really did help me a lot. I was nonstop. It's all I could think about is that she was beating me as a streamer and I was going to die. But then he reminded me that women have a cap and men just grow as streamers, and that's pretty much just fucking it.
Hey man, real classy dudes these guys are. Just stand up guys, stand up guys. This leads us to our biggest claim in this video. This is where Emiru claims that Mizkif did two things. One, he gave her a black eye by throwing a phone at her, and two, he committed SA against her.
He would throw bottles, like plastic bottles with liquid in it, not like glass bottles, at me, despite me telling him like I didn't like it and it scared me and I bruised very easily. He would throw his phone at me. I would tell him, you know, it scared me, I don't like it. And one time it even hit me in the eye, which caused me to get a black eye. I was crying like crazy because the emotions were just very high because I was dealing with a lot of major shifts in my life as a result of me attempting to start to try to distance myself from him. So yeah, we were just talking and I was crying a lot. He started to try to comfort me by hugging me while I was sitting on the couch and holding me really close to him. And when this was happening, we hadn't talked in quite a while, and I'm usually very uncomfortable with being touched a lot by people that I'm not in a relationship with, but I let him hold me while I was crying, and he started kissing me in my face, and I let him do it. I was still sobbing a lot. And then suddenly he tried to climb on top of me and aggressively shoved his hand down my pants. And I screamed, and when I screamed, he jumped off me like a cat, like, and instead of apologizing or checking if I was okay, he said, I feel weird now, I feel like I did something wrong, I have to go, and he immediately left my house while I was still crying.
Now I think Emiru, somebody who just came out of the TwitchCon situation where she got
horrible timing, dog. Horrible timing. Horrible way to just dip out and at least check up on shorty or talk for a minute, explain what happened, I apologize. You can at least say, my bad, I thought it was a good time for that. Talk her up again, just keep your distance, play it cool. Make sure she feels comfortable. God damn.
assaulted, knows how serious this is, knows that she can't just levy these allegations, you know, baselessly and aimlessly. And anybody who is a victim of SA, like, I'm standing with you totally. Especially after Mizkif comes and gives his explanations as to how both situations happen. I have no choice but to believe her wholeheartedly because what he says is just hogwash and baloney.
She brushed over that I threw water bottles or my phone near her, but that wasn't during fights. I want to make that very clear. It would be me throwing my...
I didn't throw the water bottle at you while we were fighting. I threw the water bottle at you while we were talking, saying like how you was talking. The fuck up. That's wild. You are not helping your case, dog.
phone on my bed when I brushed my teeth. She did tell me she got a bruise from it, and I stopped. That's all that happened. I will throw you and show you an example, chat.
You was brushing your teeth and just said,
I'm brushing my teeth. Right here. Look at me. I would throw my phone on the bed. I would just lob it over because I was going to bed. So I would just throw the phone.
And you hit her in the eye? That's what you want us to believe? Now, I don't believe...
I don't know, man. That sounds wild. Devil's advocate, anything is possible. Maybe you didn't see she was on the bed. You saw she was running, popped her in the eye. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Leave that black eye story for 1 second. You're telling me that you casually tossed your phone in water bottles or whatever the case may be, and it's something that just so happened to hit her in her eye to give her a black eye? Now let me ask you this. Why after that situation was Emiru going on live stream lying to people about how she got the black eye?
I actually had like a small black eye from running into something, and no one could tell. I thought I wouldn't be able to cover it because it was really bad. What'd you run into? I was like turning a corner really fast. And I hit like the bottom of my eye socket on the wall.
Y'all couldn't even come up with a better excuse as to how she got the damn black eye. Like, that's abuse victim 101. Running into a doorknob or door hinge or whatever to hit her in the eye socket. And apparently it was really, really bad. She wasn't showing her face or couldn't show her face and talked about covering it up. But she got that from a phone hitting her in the face. I can't believe that for 1 second. And if that's the excuse that you're gonna use for the black eye, let's hear the excuse that you used for the essay.
We broke up for about a month, then got back together because we thought we can make it work. We went to get food at BJ's, a common place where we would get food. And then we went back to her house. We cuddled for about 30 minutes and started to kiss. She said that she was okay with this on her stream, and I started to advance to the next stage because I thought that's what she wanted. She yelped, and I immediately sprung up and was scared if I did anything wrong, or did wrong in general.
No mention of the crime.
I got scared and left the house. I apologize if that made Emmy uncomfortable for me not saying sorry, and I wish I said sorry back then.
No mention of the crying, and again, if you were in a situation in which you thought this was the next step, advancing to the next stage, y'all were cuddling and stuff like that, especially in a time of distress, you would have no problem with having a conversation with her right after. Kind of acknowledging that, hey, I read the room wrong. You yelping and leaving in the way that you did seems as though you did something that you knew you were guilty for. If Mizkif didn't give enough bad excuses after bad excuses on this live stream, he then doubles down on what Emiru kind of alluded to at the end of her stream, and the fact that, hey, Mizkif is going to try to paint me to be some sort of a villain in this conversation. And the way that he does that is by playing the animal card, same card that they tried to use on Hassan last week.
Emiru has a lot of rabbits. It was her calling when she first moved in. These were a big part of her life. But as those rabbits moved out of her room and into the living room, they started to see disgusting neglect. No food, no water, sometimes not having clean bedding for weeks. I, along with many others who would come over, would give them what they needed, and I would tell her all the time to take care of them, but to no avail. She completely neglected those rabbits, so much that many of them just died over 1 year of being around in my house. My cleaning ladies would clean them just because they felt terrible. And my brother once came over and said, and I quote, "If you ever marry this woman, I'll never forgive you."
What? Oh.
Here is a video up close of Emiru's rabbits.
I think it's odd.
These are small little mites that are inside the rabbit cage, and she didn't care. She completely neglected these animals, and I'm not going to sit around and let people say that she didn't. People who came to my house knew that they were neglected.
What's that?
This is an up-close view of the rabbit cage being completely disgusting and neglected. She left them to die, and I'm not going to sit here and have her pretend she didn't. It's fucking disgusting.
So let me get this straight. Your ultimate combatant to the essay allegations, the DV allegations, the verbal abuse allegations is the fact that Emiru was neglectful to rabbits that were also in your house and in your care. I don't think that that's like the best excuse in the world. Actually, I don't think it's an excuse at all. It's a non-excuse. It's crazy because he's trying to play this internet game that a lot of content creators try to do, in which they utilize their audience and their feelings towards a situation in order to paint somebody or someone else in a bad light. I'm gonna be quite honest with you though, gang. This is falling on deaf ears. Nobody cares about these rabbits in this situation when there are claims of SA that you admitted and acknowledged, when there are claims of DV which you gave an excuse about, and when there are claims of threats, violence, and other things. You are an insecure man, and that is a invalid excuse, full stop. Now, what Mizkif did to close out his stream is he gave a pretty eerie and ominous threat to other content creators and streamers out there that he knows personally.
I am going to stand up for myself. I am going to defend myself in these situations. I am not going away. I have no plans to go away. And I believe a lot of the situations today were absolutely exaggerated. I have dozens of photos and videos, calls and messages as well, if she has them. I have things I will be leaking over the next few days of other people, of other things. I have a lot of messages that I have that I'm going to expose as time goes on, because I do believe that this is a time to go fucking buck wild.
So you've been sitting on these other videos and other evidence of
everybody going down. Pew, pew. Everybody dying. Wow, dog, wow.
people doing SA or DV or just other disgusting stuff from your content creator and streamer friends. Got it. We hear you loud and clear. And I think that
throughout the years, I've just been gathering information, just gathering dirt. Son, y'all gonna jump on me? Gonna do this to me? So I got dirt on all y'all. That's some scummy shit. Scumbag.
that is a bow on this specific conversation, but it opens up the present of a bigger conversation. Twitch, the community, the streamers, the content creators have problems, like real problems. Not like, oh, we can't figure out which platform to stream on, but no, these are
I've been this for years though, honestly. Even back when I think at the, what was it? This isn't Twitch per se, maybe Twitch too, but back with the, I think the Smash Brothers players and some game tournaments. Back on one of the cons a little while back, they were saying some weird stuff was going on for a minute. And a lot of gamers who were playing Smash Brothers knew what was going on, who was touching little kids, who was doing this and this and that. It was a lot of weird stuff going on. People kept quiet about it and they got caught out. This is an example of that. A lot of weirdos out here. Don't be a weirdo. Drink water and tea. But alright, that's the end of the video. Let me know what you all think in the comments below. How scummy dude is. Go subscribe to Emiru. Make sure your mental health is #1. Drink some water. Tell your family you love them. Peace.